Well, good morning again, Daniel Valdez. Again, it's a pleasure and honor to talk to you. It's time for the cherry on the BOA McAllen Regional. We call it the cherry on, ironically, because I am not a fan of cherries. In fact, I think they suck. But you know what? We'll put up with it just to recap regional events. This is something I do for all the Texas regionals, so get used to it. For the people that have been with me the whole time, pleasure to have you back. If you're new here, welcome. Nice to meet you. Let's get to it right now. We go over results, we go over scores, and just anything interesting or weird that happened in the contest, and then we put that particular regional to rest. So let's get to it. First of all, congratulations to the now two-time Bands of America South Texas Regional Champion, JBA, John B. Alexander, winning the BOA McAllen South Texas Regional contest, 74.35. They won that by about a point, just under a point in finals. So we'll go over the results real quick, and then we'll analyze some stuff real quick. So in 12th place, Medina Valley. Hey, Medina Valley. I'll consider that a local band here in San Antonio. Medina Valley. I believe this is the first time they've made a Bands of America regional final. So congratulations with them. 62.15. 11th place was Hidalgo Early College, 63.25. 10th place, Rio Grande City, 63.65. PSJA in ninth place, 64.55. United in eighth place with a 66.85. Pioneer, always there at South Texas Regional Finals. Pioneer, 67.95 in seventh place. Sixth place was Sherryland. Very impressive stuff from them at an early regional. Sherryland in sixth place with a 71.60. Then you have Del Rio and Sandra Day O'Connor. Sandra Day O'Connor, fifth place. Del Rio, fourth place, but they tied in finals, 71.95. The way we break ties in Bands of America is we go with the highest general effect score. You got two or three programs. You got, if they're tied, highest general effect score breaks the tie. Del Rio had the higher general effect score in finals. Therefore, Del Rio is awarded fourth place. Sandra Day O'Connor is awarded fifth place, even though they both got a 71.95. Cool. Third place, Roma. Oh, by the way, Del Rio won class 3A at the Bands of America South Texas Regional this past weekend. Roma won class 2A at the South Texas Regional, and they were in third place overall in final, 72.75. Second place was Louis D. Brandeis. They were the champion last year at South Texas Regional, then very impressive second place, 73.40. And then, of course, our South Texas Regional champion for the year of 2022, John B. Alexander, 74.38. That is the contest there. So it's pretty straightforward there. Obviously, you can see you had ties between Del Rio and Sandra Day O'Connor, so we use the general effect to score to break those ties. But look at third through sixth place. Third through sixth place was decided by a point. That's four programs sandwiched in there by a point. I mean, when everything is so close together, you look for consistencies. You look for consistencies across the board, and that's usually who ends up on top of that little log jam you see there across all the board, not just music, but visual and general effect all across the board. You look for consistencies. Usually the program with the most consistent performance in terms of scores and stuff like that. That's usually who ends up on top of those log jams you see where you have three or four programs that are within a very tight window. So that goes to show that the programs in South Texas are very good, especially this time of year. And it's just kind of that's how they do things over there. It's very tightly fought. They love competing against each other, and Roma was able to get that third place right there. So just to recap, Roma was the 2A champion in prelims, Del Rio was the 3A champion in prelims, and then John B. Alexander actually won Class 4A prelims. If you look at prelims, very interesting scores there, very interesting stuff. As far as the music caption overall, when you take into account all the classes, music performance actually went to Del Rio. But remember, we break it down in classes for prelims. But if you're combining all the scores together for prelims, Del Rio actually won music overall in prelims. Sherryland actually won visual overall in prelims, and then John B. Alexander won general effect overall in prelims. Got to stress that, in prelims. So you had Del Rio who got fifth overall in prelims, but they won music overall. Sherryland was fourth in prelims, but they won visual overall. And then John B. Alexander, general effect, kind of makes sense. General effect, that's where most of the points are awarded. That is where the judges sit up top. Looking big picture here, they won general effect, and therefore they were able to get out of prelims in first place overall. So very interesting stuff from the prelims contest, which shows you, especially in South Texas, you never know. It's not one of those clear cut things where the 4A program, the whoever wins first place in the class 4A in prelims is going to automatically just be on top of everything no matter what. Not the case in South Texas. These programs that are in class 3A, class 2A, especially with Roma, you got to understand they're very good, and they know how to perform when it's time to perform. So, very small weather delay, not because of heat in McAllen, but because of rain. So if it's not one thing, it's the other. Heard it was very humid out there, but everybody it looks like everybody had a really nice time, nice performances. Crowd was awesome. Staff was great. Box 5 TV, fantastic stuff from them as always. Of course, they're doing all the Bands America Regional Championships. So make sure to go over to boalive.tv. Make sure you get signed up so you can watch every minute of that stuff. Texas Bands Live blog featured on Box 5 TV just like last year. Hopefully you're able to follow along. We had all the events going on. It was awesome stuff. And thank you to all my friends who helped out with that. You guys are the best. That's why you guys are fantastic. So yeah, so now we've set up some stuff here. So now we've got some programs like especially Sherryland. We got some programs that are experiencing some really nice success early on in the season. The question is, how do you build on that? How do you not let high placements in the early season shut down the gears and shut down the motivation for the rest of the season? Remember, it's September. It's still we're running into late September now, so there's still a long way to go, especially if you're a 6A program because you do have that state contest, that UIL state contest to worry about later on. So it'll be here before we know it. With that being said, that's the thing I always look for in early regionals. You got some success in there. Maybe it's a type of success your program's never experienced or hasn't experienced in a very long time. How do you build on that? How do you not rest on your laurels? How do you keep going? How do you keep motivated? It's a very difficult thing to do, especially when school is in session and you've got a million other things to worry about, including a social life outside of band. I get that. Trust me, I get that. So it'll be very interesting to see which programs are able to build on this and go forward and see what they can do with the rest of their season. I am done here. The South Texas Regional again, great stuff all around. Thank you to everybody who tuned into the live blog and everybody who did who was on Box 5 TV who watched the event online or were they there in person. Thank you so much for all your support for Texas bands and for this little show that I do. I'm done here. McAllen is wrapped up. We got to go, and it's time to talk. We're going to talk about BOA Austin nerdin. We're going to talk about BOA North Houston nerdin. We got all that stuff coming on. I'm going to get all that stuff done before the end of the week. Therefore, we can have all that stuff. I will talk to you all very, very soon. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.